Hello everybody, I'm Tycho Selchu, and this is a Men of War Assault Squads video. I am so happy to be bringing it to you because this is on the community map pack. Pretty fun thing. Thank you Red Baron 89 for hosting our game with the community map pack. I'll put a link to it probably down in the description. Community map pack is basically what it sounds like. It's a bunch of maps by people, and they're pretty cool. They're about as good as the original Assault Squad maps. So, I mean, I haven't played all of them, but they're all the ones I have played are pretty neat. So this one's on a desert map, and I don't think this is an original Men of War map. Some of the community map packs are the original maps, but like sized down. So like I'm playing a 1v1 right now against this Red Baron guy. I'm Germans and he's United States, and so some of the map pack maps are scaled down, like 2v2s, 3v3s, 4v4s. But this one might be new. I'm not sure. In any case, right off the bat, I buy a assault squad and split it up. I can buy an assault squad immediately with the point settings we're playing on, whereas a regular infantry squad would. I'd have to wait a few seconds, and I didn't want to wait a few seconds. If you look on the bottom left of the mini-map, or it's on the left now, I have a vehicle. I sent a guy onto a tractor, and he's riding off over to the left, just on his own on a tractor. And then I sent about half my squad to the right and half my squad to the middle. So we see how it's working right now. The guys in the middle aren't doing so hot. They're split up, and it's hard to fire. The only guy in pretty good cover, well, there's two guys. One behind this corner, you see him shooting off to the right, and he's got an SGG-44, so he's not doing awful. And then one guy in the building is doing pretty well, but there's only one window to fire out of in that building in the middle, so although he's alive, he's not doing a whole lot, and the rest of my people are pretty much dead in the middle. And in the right, they ran into some trouble because they were out in the open when we engaged, but now I've taken cover behind these buildings. So it's unfortunate that he got to the right before I did, because there's that building you see on the control point, that on the victory point, I suppose, that it would be really nice for me to be behind, because that's fantastic cover while you're on the point, but it's difficult to get there when it's fairly wide open. So that's too bad that I didn't make it there, but he's actually hiding behind the wagon, it looks like, so that's going to make him fairly easy prey for this grenade, if I can ever get it out there. But he saw that coming. Good dodge by him. He captured the flag, so he retreated, which is usually the best move, except this time I managed to get a person on the point pretty fast, so he moved up and stopped me from capping the point, and then he threw a grenade and killed me, so that's good. But once you secure the point, you only want to move off if you're confident that your enemy's not going to get someone there. So that looks like he sent a second squad of reinforcing people over here to the right. So they're pretty much going to wipe the floor with me, even though I sent another squad over here to reinforce. They're all behind this building, and they're not going to be able to shoot until I get some cover set up for them. So I'm using some sandbags to augment my position here, because you see I have a really good position in terms of hiding. I can hide behind these buildings, and so can he, but none of these positions are very good for firing at the enemies. There's some weaker cover, these wagons and barrels and stuff that are set up. He can hide behind those, and I can hide behind those, and I can shoot back, and that's not awful, but it's better to have sandbags. Those are more resilient. Those aren't going to fall apart, and they don't have any gaps in the bottom, which I think bullets can get through. So I've taken the left. Mr. Tractor Man, off on his lone mission, made it there on the left. I am still pinned down in the middle. I'm not sure why he threw that smoke grenade. So my plan here is to send a scout car to the middle. That should wipe out all of his infantry. It's very good infantry. I'm moving off this point in case he decides to contest it. Ulf Brauer, MVP of the match, has kept a point on his own on that tractor. So the plan is to send a scout car to the middle. He'll be like, oh shit. Well, one of two things will happen. Either I'll kill everybody, and then I'll just be able to waltz in with the small amount of infantry I have there in the middle, or he'll be like, oh shit, and he'll have to send a lot of stuff over to take care of the scout car, either a vehicle or a bunch of infantry that he micros. Either way, I'm going to distract him there and move in on the right. So my plan is use the scout car. Either it's going to clear out everybody, or at least it's going to be a distraction. My main goal right here is to move in on the right, and once I've secured the right, once I have the point on the right, my people should be able to defend it pretty well. You see I'm getting these sandbags set up. I've got some people behind barrels on the right. I've got these people at the building, so I've got a lot of infantry here already. And so the plan is, once I've got the right, and you can see I just decapped it from him, then I can focus again on the middle. If my scout car is still alive, I can use the scout car. Otherwise, I can just send something to kill whatever it is he sent to kill the scout car, because if he buys some vehicle or something, then I can just buy a slightly better vehicle, or I can buy some anti-tank, something like that. to deal with him. So this scout car actually sucks. It's got a machine gun on the top, an MG42, and that's all it has. So it has to keep reloading all the time. It can only hold like 75 or 100 bullets or something before it, maybe even 50, before it has to reload. So that's really kind of not the greatest. It's a very good platform for shooting people, but it's better to have a slightly more powerful gun, I think, to be able to kill infantry easily. Like, get the scout car with a bigger gun or something is what I recommend. I just bought that because it was super cheap, and it might have been the only vehicle I could get at that point. And I just needed some vehicle that I could send in the middle and not have to micro too much, because at a long range, he's not going to be able to kill that vehicle except with like an AT rifle or something. This is too close for my rifleman to be shooting. I shouldn't have him leaning around this corner trying to take that guy out. Instead, I realized, oh look, there's a dead person here. I'll take his grenades and his hat. And I don't need this hat. So I'll take his helmet, because it's better than the hat I was wearing. And now I've got grenades, so I can do some grenadey stuff, if I can make it work. But I keep getting shot through these windows, and I'm reloading my rifle, and blah blah blah, all sorts of stuff going on. But yeah, the reason I bought the cheap vehicle with the MG42 that isn't so fantastic is just because it's got enough armor that unless he's got some serious anti-tank stuff, I don't have to micro it. As long as it doesn't get close and get AT grenade, like I can just leave it here. Look, it's sitting right in the open in the middle. Any of my infantry sitting in the open would have been shot 8 times by now, but that vehicle I don't have to micro, so I can leave that there while I focus on the right and focus on mounting this assault. And I've decapped it again, but he's at 22 points to my 0, even though I've had the left the entire time. He's had the middle, and then we've been fighting over the right, and he's mostly had the right, so he's got 22 points, and I still have 0 points. And he's taking the right again, so this is not looking fantastic for me. And if I was paying attention to the mini-map, I'd notice that behind my scout car on the left, there's an enemy infantry sort of sneaking somewhere, so he's trying to get in close and hit it with an AT grenade. But probably that's not going to happen now that I have all my infantry here. And in fact, I'm moving my scout car. And in fact, one of the upsides to being out in the open with this scout car is that it's going to be very hard for him to rush it and hit it with AT grenades. And I don't know what kind of button I was trying to hit there, but trying to get them to go prone. And I don't know why my scout car is not doing a better job of shooting these infantry. I'm sort of just leaving it here to keep him from rushing the point, and then I'll use my infantry themselves to clear out these enemy infantry with grenades. Just trying to lob something over the wall. And there goes my scout car. That's an M19, so that's a very, very good vehicle the United States has. You saw that grenade bounced if you were watching closely or something like that. I didn't get it where I wanted it. So that's a very good vehicle the United States have. I'm sure you've seen it many times in my videos if you watched those before. And this grenade should do it. Come on. Boom. Yes, he's dead. So I'm going to have to do something to take out that M19. And really, when you take out an M19, you want something with armor good enough to last to the M19 shots, or you want something that can outrange the M19. Because if you just try and take it on with something of approximately equivalence, like a Panzer II is actually like sort of kind of close to an M19. They both fire quickly with high caliber weapons. It's just the M19 has more armor and a higher caliber weapon and fires, I think, even faster than the Panzer II. But I sort of think of the Panzer II as sort of a mini M19. That's not something you want to buy to take on an M19, because in a one-on-one match, it's going to be whoever gets the first few hits in and blows the enemy up, and the M19 is probably going to get the first few hits in and blow you up. Your Panzer II's screwed. So the Puma is good because it's got a very powerful cannon that has a fairly good range, so it can just sneak up on the M19 and blow it to shit before the M19 knows what's up. Alternatively, any tank with some good armor is good, because then you don't have to quite worry about the M19 as much. If they get the drop on you and go to town on your engine, you're still in big trouble, but it's not the end of the world the way it would almost instantly be the end of the world for a scout car or a Panzer II or something. Even a Puma has difficulty with M19. The first hit isn't like guaranteed to blow it up or anything, but you'll get penetrated pretty quick. So yeah, when you use the Puma against an M19, you should be trying to take advantage of your range, take advantage of your penetrating power, shoot through a building or something, and fuck, it's shotguns. These things are brutal. Did you see that? I just got murdered. Part of that was my problem because I was sprinting, but part of that's the fucking shotgun. Those are just brutal. God. I think I just blew him up, so that's good. But man, the United States gets shotguns. Those are so worth it if you're going to be doing some close-in fighting. And this guy really likes shotguns that you will find as you watch me play against him, because shotguns are good. So finally I'm taking some points. He has 28 points right now, and I only have 3. But I am capturing the rightmost point, I think, and soon I can probably take the middle. This guy's gonna die. Yeah, you don't get away from a Puma and half an infantry squad. And then I realized, oh fuck, my Puma's dead. And I thought I was reversing in time, but not at all. So that's totally my fault. I knew there was infantry over here, and I had infantry on the way. There's absolutely no reason I should have brought a Puma anywhere near that close to where enemy infantry might have been hiding. So that's just a rookie mistake, and I shouldn't have done that, and that was pretty bad. But I am sending my infantry over here to try and clean up these infantry. That's not working. They're prone. One man just managed to survive, though, so let's toss some grenades. And take some grenades. Twice now I have looted this body. It's just an unending fountain of goodies. You better hope when you're dead you'll have so many goodies lying around on your body. People be coming to your body all the time being like, oh man, this guy's got so much stuff in his pockets. I'm gonna take all this shit. And I should have taken the helmet. Damn, Manfred Wolf, why did you not take the helmet from the dead person? You need to use the helmet for the dead person. Oh, by the way, I have a Company Heroes 2 beta key. At the time of recording this, it doesn't do anything. The beta has not opened yet, and even when the beta does open, they said they're going to not let people do videos for a while, so that won't be good. Watch this grenade. It hits the tree. It hits the tree, and it almost falls on me. But look, I knock over the tree, and that almost fell on him. How amazing would it be if that tree had fallen on either of those two people? I would have been so happy. I can't even describe it. I would have been as happy as John the Baptist was when Jesus showed up and he's like, everything you're doing is cool, bro. And John was like, I knew it. Drowning all those babies was worth it. I'm not sure he actually drowned babies. I'm a little fuzzy on what baptism is. I'm a Jew, so they never really taught me any of this stuff growing up. So here's a mistake he makes. I see this machine gunner, and he's obviously sprinting to wherever he's going, so I'm like gonna focus all my effort on killing him. I don't actually kill him, but this guy should have realized that I had these people behind this rock and just gone prone with his machine gunner and everyone else who was moving up and shot at me, because right now my men are in cover with respect to his people on the right, but not with respect to his reinforcements coming from his base. So that's a very weird position for me to be in, and I'm just banking on him sort of hunkering down and holding at that point and not sending any people behind my flanking force, which is held out behind that rock right now. And this is where elite Korean micro would be very helpful, because obviously I'm controlling people on two fronts, and I can't do both at once, and I could be jumping back and forth, but things just die so fast in Men of War that you want to spend some time microing on each side, and this is why it's nice to have some sort of vehicle or something on one of your flanks, because a vehicle can hopefully take care of itself until the anti-tank shows up, and then it gets blown up, and so that's the sort of risk you have to take. So you want to find maybe a safe place to park your vehicle. That's like perfect. Or you have like an anti-tank gun hiding in some bush. That's perfect. You want to maximize, depending on how good your micro is, maximize the amount of work you're getting done for the amount of micro you're doing. You can't just buy all infantry all the time. Well, you can actually, and you can make it work if you position them pretty well, but it's just you're not going to get the full effect of the infantry unless you're microing them quite a bit, or unless you're buying like machine gunners and just setting them up, because you don't have to micro machine gunners. So think about which units are going to require babysitting, how much babysitting, and think about buying a unit that doesn't require too much babysitting and sticking it somewhere. So for instance, this Panzer II doesn't need a whole lot of babysitting. I just roll it up and it shoots everything, and it's gonna get fucked. Yeah, again, rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Well, okay, I know why I'm doing this. I'm rusty. But it did force him to buy a Sherman. And this is good, because a Sherman is not quite as good as the Wehrmacht tanks. So I can buy a Panzer IV, which I think I end up doing. Yeah, I buy a Panzer IV, and my Panzer IV isn't going to guarantee kill the Sherman. The Sherman can take out the Panzer IV almost as easily as the Panzer IV can take out the Sherman. But it's just, once the game gets to that point when everybody's buying tanks, Germany gets pretty happy, as if Germany wasn't happy already with all his German stuff. But Germany gets pretty happy when it turns into a tank warfare game, because I will take a Panzer IV over a Sherman any day of the week. No problems at all. I'll take that fight. I got better front armor, I think, and even if I don't, I certainly have better side armor. I got a better gun, and it's just all around good. So I'm tossing fucking smoke, and while these three people lay down suppressing fire, this guy, Raymond Melman, is going to run forward and throw a grenade, and that works out extremely well, except by the time he does that, my men had murdered everybody, so that was a useless grenade. This flank really scared him, though, and he repositioned his Sherman, which is perfect for me, because somehow I cyclically... No, I didn't psychically send my Panzer IV over the right. I was sending it to the middle, but it was taking the rightmost road. And this is just great, because he hasn't seen my Panzer IV yet. I know where his Sherman is. I know what his Sherman's doing. I can fire through this house. Now he knows where I am. But now it's going to be a slugfest. We're going to shoot through the house at each other. He's got pretty good angle on me. I think it would be slightly better if he were facing his front armor a bit more towards me, but it doesn't matter. I punch through. Take out 3 of the tank crew, injure the other 2, injure it again, take out another tank crew. There's like 1 guy left in that Sherman, and so I don't have much to worry about. And boom, I blow it up. Hull damage. Not destroyed though. He can repair this. It'll take a long time. And look, my flank is still going on. These assault infantry. Look how important it is to get into flanking positions. He has yet to reposition his infantry, and I'm just murdering him slowly and surely with a tiny set of people. I sent over 4 people to that side. 4 or 5 people, and they're all dead now except for 2, but even as they've been dying, they've been doing damage, and luckily I pulled my Panzer IV out of here before he gets killed. The machine gun on the top is very helpful for repelling invaders. Just sending over a tiny amount of people lets me take the point on the right. Look at that. He has 48 points and I have 14, so he's still far ahead. But if you look on the minimap on the right, I've taken that rightmost point entirely because I sent that flanking force of 4 people around weirdly to the side behind that rock, where he could have murdered me if he had had his infantry coming from reinforcing, if he had just stopped them and fired them instead of sort of trying to set them up on a position overlooking the right-hand side. And so those kind of flanking maneuvers are the sorts of things you always want to have in mind. Just get into weird positions your opponent isn't thinking about, and you can catch them off guard, murder a bunch of people. I want this machine gunner dead, but that's not going to happen. That's okay, at least I still have the rightmost point, and I can send some more people behind these sandbags that I've set up. Unfortunately, they're MP40 people, which I realize. So Adolf Stump I'm going to send to the right, into this little village sort of thing. And this guy, I'm just going to get him prone behind these sandbags, because an MP40 is not fantastic at that range. And I'm taking the middle, too. I managed to kill enough people and make him reposition enough forces, try and take out my Panzer IV and stuff, that I'm able to sneak 1 infantry person in, and that's all it takes. So now, again, it's the slug match. That's a tank destroyer, I think, up there? I don't know. Let's take a look. Whatever it is, I'm backing up. I think I knew at this point in the game what it was, but I've forgotten now, and I wasn't paying close enough attention to the video. Uh-oh, took out my track. What was it? M18 Hellcat. So yes, Hellcat gonna do some good damage to me if it can get some hits in, but thankfully my track gets damaged, leaves me at a pretty good angle. My side armor is exposed, which is not perfect, but if he can shoot me from here, I can shoot him. And I realize, whoops, maybe my people are kind of in the way, so this is kind of a tricky thing. I have to shoot through buildings, and I'm at a disadvantage because he can reposition and I won't know where he is, whereas my track is dead, so he'll always know where I am, so that's not good. But what's really good is I have all 3 points, so look how fast my points shoot up. I'm at 41, he's at 48. I was behind just a second ago, but now I'm at 43 and he's at 48. My points are just ticking up so fast because I own 3 all points in the map, and this is a big mistake from him revealing his Hellcat. Now I know where it is. And he does position his front armor to me, so that's good. But he's just asking for it if he's letting my Panzer IV continually fire at him. He should be firing once, then repositioning. But luckily my Panzer IV's track is repaired, so now I can move. And we're going to move back, because the farther you are away, the less likely they are to penetrate. We're going to take a shot, and then we're not going to move because he's going to move, but try and get some buildings between me and this thing and maybe get some shots off. But I'm happy to make this a slugging match. He's got fantastic penetrating power, but so do I, frankly. I have a good gun, and he has no armor. So whoever gets lucky first is going to win, and I'm much more likely to get lucky, I feel like. Especially now that he's exposing his side armor and knocking down this wall. It just seems like a bad move to me. He actually did knock out the wall, then immediately fire, so that's kind of what you want to do. If you're going to knock down cover, you want to drive into it, knock it down, and then immediately fire before your opponent can fire through the open cover. What you don't want to do is fire through cover, which knocks it down, but you already lose penetrating power by firing through cover. Then now that it's knocked down, your opponent fires through again. So if I collapse this building on my shot and then he fires through where the building used to be, that's no good, because every time your shell goes through something, it loses velocity, and velocity is what gives it its penetrating power. So don't lose velocity. So I bought a mortar long ago, I guess, and sent it over here, and that it's designed entirely to hold that point. He's just going to have a fucking awful time attacking it with infantry while my mortar is protecting it. And so I just want to hold that point as long as possible. I'm up to 66 points, he's at 48, so things are actually looking pretty sweet for me. But he's just taking that point back, so my mortar is not doing its job, apparently. And that's how it works. And I'm just going to keep firing at this Hellcat. If it dies, that'll be good for me. My tank will be safe. Then I can maybe send my tank to the right. I think I probably won't send my tank to the right because I got a mortar there. But I'm just still shooting. I managed to kill a ranger somehow with my Panzer IV. I guess he sent it to attack me, but he made a big mistake just leaving that Hellcat out in the open, letting me fire at it. If the enemy Panzer IV is firing at your Hellcat and your Hellcat is not firing at the Panzer IV, just get the Hellcat out of there. The Hellcat does not need to remain there. It just needs to get out. So I'm splitting my mortar's fire right now between these two people, which is silly because every time I move the mortar's crosshair, it gets less accurate. Because when you fire multiple times at one location, it gets more accurate. But I can't really decide who to hit. If I keep shelling this thing enough, even if he gets inside the building, I'll just collapse the roof in on him, so that'll work fine. I just need this point back, because now I'm at 67 points, so I have the lead, but he's going to creep up on me pretty soon. So he's at 50 already. Trying to decide what to buy. Do I want a vehicle? Do I want more infantry? What am I going to get? I think infantry would probably be good because I want to move in on this point, but the longer I wait, the more my mortar's going to kill people, and I don't have a pop cap for infantry. I like this game because he set the pop cap fairly low. You can't just buy like 1,000 things, so I then lost somebody and I was able to buy an assault squad infantry person, so that's what I did. And so now my Panzer IV can drive forward. I should not have driven through the building because it collapsed in on the Panzer IV and killed the guy on top, I believe. But I can do some damage, but oh look, it's an enemy tanky thing. That's a tank destroyer, right? I can't tell. It looks like a tank destroyer. Yeah, he needs to stop buying these because, well, no, he doesn't stop buying them. He just needs to use them better. That actually worked. He got a lucky hit from the Hellcat. Hopefully he'll be able to take out my tank, because otherwise I can repair it eventually. But you need to keep the thing moving. When you're fighting like this, you're far away from the enemy tank. There's a bunch of buildings between each of you. Always, always, always move after firing, because there's gonna be no way. They'll never know where you are. You're gonna be behind some building or something. You won't know where they are either, so that's not good. There's this guy inside. I'm just gonna run in and murder him. You won't know where they are either, but just keep moving, because when you're a tank destroyer especially, what you're looking for is that lucky hit. You want to surprise the enemy tank, get a hit on them, and then blow them up. And if you don't get a hit, you just run the fuck away, because otherwise they're going to shoot you and kill you. And that's what you want to do. So here I'm like, oh no, it's a tank in the video game, and my tank is not alive, and I don't have anything to kill the tank, and I'm really worried he's going to drive in and kill my mortar. My beautiful mortar, my expensive mortar. He's shooting things are exploding. My tank, or not my tank, his tank, so I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm hoping he'll drive forward and get killed by like an AT grenade or something, but like, I'm checking, and you don't have an AT grenade. The ranger probably has an AT grenade. Let's get there. Oh, I'm dead. Do you have an AT grenade? You have one AT grenade. I can't just rush him with one AT grenade. I'm just gonna get shot. So, I actually wasn't super worried at this point, because I'm like, well, if he hasn't rushed my mortar by now, maybe he's not gonna do it for a while. So I'll buy Panzer IV and I'll just slug it out with him, because normally people will make a beeline for the mortar. They're like, I've been getting mortared. I'm gonna send a tank to kill the mortar before the opponent can respawn. This guy didn't do that. He's being more cautious with his Sherman. I'm not sure if that's good or not. Obviously 20/20 hindsight tells us that that's very bad. He could have just run in and blown the shit out of my mortar. He would have had to be careful to avoid my infantry, but I think he could have picked himself up a mortar. But he obviously didn't do that. He was a bit more cautious with his mortar. So that's how we did. That's how we did it. And look, it's Adolf Stump, who I sent here long ago. He sees an enemy person dude, and unfortunately he's not accurate enough to kill him until the last bullet, and the enemy's last bullet also killed him. So Adolf Stump, you will be remembered posthumously for your service to the Wehrmacht Army and the Reich. And look, I had 68 points and he has 57, but now his points are going to tick up, so this is a fairly close game. He started off with a huge lead, but then I took all 3 points for a while, and the terrain is such that I cannot depress the gun of my Panzer IV to shoot this Sherman, and I know he must see me. And finally I get here and get a shot, and boom, I kill it, so that's good. I'm not sure why the Sherman wasn't shooting at me before. Maybe he actually didn't see me. The Sherman sight range is actually probably pretty low, because vehicles are like that, and it looks like he killed my tank. Pretty low, and so it may be that he didn't have any infantry on this side of the building to see my Panzer IV, so that was the death of his Sherman, and there's a lesson there about scouting and stuff. And thankfully my mortar lives to fight another day, so that's very important to have a mortar overlooking this point, even if it hasn't been quite as effective as one might have hoped so far. I do have a Sherman providing fire support for this point, so that's good. I just need some more infantry over here to do the damage. And I want to take the middle, but it just turns into an infantry death ball every time I try and take the middle. And my pop cap again is too high for me to buy anything. And oh look, it's that tank destroyer. Is he gonna kill me? Am I gonna kill him? Can I even shoot? I'm maneuvering away from him because I don't want to get blown up, but at the same time I do want to blow him up, so that classic conundrum. What are these, Folksturm? Yeah, I'm just like, buy some cheap shit, they'll fit in my pop cap. I just need some warm bodies on the point, because these points have been real meat grinders, and I need people to spot for the mortar, is really how I'm thinking about it. It's like, I have a mortar here, I want the mortar to do all the damage. Just spot for the mortar with the Folksturm, and by the way, they can capture the point. And so I see him repairing the Sherman, and my plan is like, I don't really have a plan. Again, big mistake, leaving this thing just out there. That's something he was repairing, I guess. But big mistake leaving his tank destroyers out there. Well, okay, no, not big mistake on that tank destroyer, because I knocked it out before and he was repairing it. Okay, but so my plan with the Sherman that he's repairing over there. Oh, poor Panzer IV. Nice shooting from my opponent. The plan with the Sherman that he's repairing over there. This time I buy a Hetzer, because I'm not doing a lot of driving behind enemy lines, so I don't need a lot of rotating turret sort of stuff. I figure the Hetzer can sit back and do the damage, so I haven't decided what to do about the Sherman that's on this point. I really want to take it for myself. What would be best is if he repairs it like 99% or even 100%, and then I walk in and I'm like, hey, nice Sherman you repaired there, buddy. I think I'll take it, and I shoot the guy who repairs it and send a bunch of tank crewmen into Sherman, and it's like, it's mine now, bitches. So that would be ideal. But that's hard, because the closer the thing gets to repaired, usually the more excited people are to take it. And they won't let you have their Sherman, so at this point I'm also thinking, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. At this point I'm also thinking I'll let him repair it a bunch, but I'll keep mortaring it while he's repairing it, so he'll lose people while he tries to repair it, and he'll send more people to try and repair it, and he'll lose that, and I'll just keep this up. And is that an M19? Yeah, this is an M19. We're kind of late in the game for an M19 to work, but I guess he was hoping that my tanks were done, and bad move here from me. I'm being shot at by a tank destroyer, and I was just like, I'll just take out the M19, then I'll take out the Hellcat. And that was just dumb. Dumb as a sack of bricks. So he kills my Hetzer with a good side shot with his M19, or with his tank destroyer, and I don't even get the M19 for my troubles. So instead I send an AT gun over to the right, and an armored car into the middle, because I figure, look, let's punch through the middle while he doesn't have any AT here. I'll send an AT gun over to the right, and an AT gun to the middle. I'm getting tired of my tanks. Not the biggest tank fan, even in the best of times, and my tanks are just getting blown up. So I'll just send some PaK 40s over to either side, and those will be my anti-tank. And this armored car over here is hopefully going to clear out the infantry, and then also pull the enemy tank and enemy M19 over here, which will give me some breathing room on the right until my PaK 40 shows up, because it's going to take a long time for the PaK 40 to get there. The alternative for me would be to drag the PaK 40 there. I could hitch it to the armored car and tow it there, but that's far less interesting to me than sending an armored car over to the middle to clear it out and hopefully capture it, and then simultaneously draw his armored forces to the left, to the middle, away from the right, in order to allow my PaK 40 to set up on the right. But it looks like he's got his M19 here, taking shots at my mortar, and I have almost nothing here to stop him. Can't repair either my Hetzer or my Panzer IV. My PaK 40 is inexplicably up on a hill, not moving at all. There's the pathfinding for these things is kind of stupid, so I have to move it down a bit. And now my scout car is going to get shot. I did get him to reposition his M18, and actually this worked because I also sent a PaK 40 to the middle, and it showed up in time, so maybe I can even kill this M18. Fucking idiot PaK 40. Now I'm giving you some waypoints. Hopefully you'll work now. But I don't know where his M18 is. I slightly missed the opportunity. But look, I have all 3 points again. I have 81 points, 82 points, and he has 66. So I've been capturing these points, and that's been going really well for me. So, and now I know where his M18 is, and he doesn't know my PaK 40 is here, so I can get a shot off. It goes through like 8 buildings, so it doesn't kill anything. But still worth a try, because it's not like he's gonna be able to shoot back. Because to kill an AT gun, you want high explosives really, and you cannot shoot high explosives through buildings. They'll just explode when they hit the first building. So my Pak-40 is pretty safe until he goes over to the right, where he has an unobstructed view of me. Look, he hasn't attacked the left. We'll get to that. If he goes over to the right, he'll have an unobstructed view of my Pak-40, and then I'm in trouble, but then I'll have an unobstructed view of him, and then he'll be in trouble. And in terms of both of us being in trouble, I'm pretty happy if his tank destroyer is in trouble and my AT gun's in trouble. That's a good trade for me. Repositioning a bit. So yeah, now he's taking back the middle and the right, but I have 90 points and he has 66, and a big reason why I'm in the lead is because he hasn't attacked the left the entire game. I sent one fucker on a tractor there. One of the first things I did was send a fucker on a tractor over to the left, and he's like, beep beep, hello, I am from the German army. I am claiming this point is the name of the Germans. Does anybody object? And nobody objected. I can't aim up this fucking hill. I don't know what's wrong. Does anybody object? And that was a bad German accent. Is there anyone who objects to my taking of this point? I am German. And nobody objected, so I took the point. And it's like, it's 30 minutes later, and he's like, I'm still near the point. I have left the tractor there as an offering to the people we have taken the point from. I have not seen any enemies. Do you think I will see any enemies? Or can I continue to masturbate? And it's just like, yeah, you can. You can just keep jacking off because nobody's there, nobody's been there, nobody's coming there because my opponent does not want to attack the left for whatever reason. And that's a big reason why I have 90 points and he has 69 right now, because little whatever his name, who I sent over, I think his name was Olaf maybe, whoever I sent over there way in the beginning of the map, nothing's happened. So that's a good tip. Here's a tip: have your opponent not attack one of your points. Pro tip. That's what all the best players do. I can contribute 80% of my success to having my opponent not attack the point. So I'm just like creeping up this AT gun all the time, and meanwhile mortar, and I've got infantry spread out all over, and I'm like, I should buy some hero points. But so I like how the pop cap is pretty low on this matchup, and the points cap is low. I'm not sure I like it that it's super duper low. It's like, it's pretty low. I can have like 2 assault squads, 2 AT guns, and a mortar, and that's it. Yeah, it's a pretty low pop cap. But it looks like I'm gonna win now. I have the middle. I think I'm probably gonna be able to take it. He's gonna have to send some infantry in to take it, but I've got these 3 guys behind the sandbags. I've got the left, and I don't know, we're fighting over the right, but nobody's got it really. He's like out of infantry to take it. And so, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this game. I'm just gonna send some Volkssturm over there. Uh-oh, here comes infantry in the middle and on the right. This is not good. Now he's sending some people, and now all my people are dying, and although my mortar's doing some damage, I'm certainly not gonna be able to take the middle. What's he doing? He's rushing me on the left. What's going on in the middle? There's something going on in the middle. Tycho, what are you doing? Oh, look back in the middle. Oh, fuck. An M20 just literally drove up to my AT gun, and fucking somebody threw an AT grenade at it, and everything exploded, and now he's sending a tank, and I'm like, maybe I can buy a Tiger. I can't buy a Tiger. Can I buy a Pak-43? Can I buy a, what's a Stu? I'm gonna buy a Stu. So I'm like, okay, I'm buying a big ol' fuck off tank, because I only need 4 points to win this mission. I only need 3 points to win this mission, and I own one of the points already. I only need 3 more points to win. I own one of the victory locations already, so I'm just gonna blow the shit out of him in the middle, it looks like I'm deciding. Because I have to, if I just attack one of these places, I'm golden. Because I don't need both, I just need 2 more ticks. I'm at 98 points. Oh wait, I'm at 99 points. He doesn't own either point. It's gonna tick up and I'm gonna win. That's how it ends. He doesn't capture the middle fast enough because he doesn't have enough people there. And look, it's my Stu showing up to save the day. I win. Hope you enjoyed that. Goodbye from me.